This episode of Watch Out for Fireballs is brought to you by Sean, our patron and buddy. If you would like to be like Sean, head on over to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv and sponsor an episode. Thanks. My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Cole Ross.
And you're listening to Watch Out for Fireballs. It is a Games Club podcast.
And this week we are talking about Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus, which is a 3D platformer and shooter developed by Insomniac and published by Sony for the PlayStation 3 in 2013.
Yeah, produced by a friend of the network, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
I've karaoke'd with Sean.
I have karaoke with Sean. I inadvertently took one of Sean's karaoke songs one time and I felt bad.
Sean did Around the World by Red Hot Chili Peppers once, and we all got to see the breakdown. This is a premium episode, which means that everybody's getting the generalities, and then the beat by beat is going to be for patrons. Mm-hmm. If you want to hear that whole thing, head on over to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit unusual as far as premium episodes go, and I don't think that's entirely a bad thing. This is going to be kind of short because Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus is a breezy dessert of a game, especially after the hearty meals that were Divinity Original Sin and Riven.
We deserved a treat.
We did, and Sean delivered.
And, you know, Pops get a treat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the way I describe. This is my first experience with this series.
Yep.
And I described it as a better than average fast food sandwich.
Yeah.
Like
it's like a Five Guys, you know.
Yeah, this is a Five Guys.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It didn't have a lot of staying power with me.
No.
In terms of like occupying my thoughts afterwards. But it was breezy. It's exceedingly lightweight.
Yes.
Like the lightest weight of a game.
But I'm happy that it exists, especially for the audience that it is made for, an audience that is not really well served with, you know, a lot of things like this that are, you know, well made and charming and stuff, you know?
It definitely filled a niche in the ecosystem to me. And it's not a niche that I turn my nose up at. Like I will eat a Tombstone pizza.
Yeah.
Like I don't, I'll do that. It's just something that it's interesting because this is very much feels of its time when it came out.
Yeah.
And it just feels like a quirk of fate that I did not get into this, because if I had just been a slightly different age or just different circumstances, I could have really been in the market for this during the time when I was playing, Destroy All Humans.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah. No, I only played one of these. I played the third one, Up Your Arsenal. And that was exceeding. That's kind of a thing for the series that they stopped doing, but then started trying to do again.
Yeah. Ratchet and Clank's prostate orgasm adventure was where they stopped. It was mostly about making come hither motions at the once you get about an inch and a half in, and then they stopped. They were like, we taking it too far. We don't even know if Ratchet has a prostate. It's weird that they built him with one.
Ratchet and Clank explore the Jelkaverse.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank like suck my gasket. Like all these used to be very, very ribald, and then they dialed it way back, and it became like what on the network the closest thing we've done to this in tone is
what
the serious Sonic cartoon.
Ooh,
like this is better. but the tone is very like, you know, kind of dramatic. Like there are jokes in it, but kind of dramatic Saturday morning cartoon. In a way that I had no idea what to expect. And it just like the pathos, like, man, I'm the last of the Gleep Glops. The Bleep Blorps took my home planet. Sad face. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening?
Cool.
Like,
can I shoot something now, please? No, don't stop doing what you're doing, because I'm sure that there are people who have been following along from the start who are into it. I'm here for the snowman gun, if possible. See, it plays Jingle Bells, you see.
Yeah. I'm gonna have the Zarkon family, and that's gonna be me.
Yeah, that's gonna be me.
It's very, very funny and very fun to fill this hole in my gaming knowledge.
Yeah.
It also meant that I could stop mixing up with Jack and Daxter.
Of course, because there were those three roughly competing, but really complementary, because they were all in the same system anyway. You had Jack and Daxter, you had you had Ratchet and Clank, and then you had Sly Cooper, and all of them had their own thing. And I'm happy that we ended up doing this one, because this has the fun shooting as opposed to the hop and pop. Yeah.
I would have rejected Sly Cooper. I played that at the time, and it's an instant fail stealth game.
Yeah.
So a spotlight hits you, you start over. It sucks.
Uh-oh. Yeah. So in this game, you play as Ratchet. He is a furry, like feline humanoid called a Lombax. This is important. He is the last of his race, at least here in this universe. And he works with his nerdy robot buddy Clank, who he wears as a backpack. In this game, you are trying to hunt down the Prague siblings, these two really powerful fugitives with mystical
King Crimson
powers.
And Duke Crimson.
Yeah.
The next in line for the Crimson Throne. The Prague siblings. When you mostly control Ratchet, and when you do this, you are platforming and shooting in kind of like a third-person shooter across these different planets, completing missions to advance the story, and doing different kind of gimmicks and 3D platformer style puzzles.
Yeah,
Turn this knob and it sets a timer, and the bridge is only down for that long. The platforming is good. It's not the emphasis. Like, you're not doing tricky platforming. It's not like, a 3D Mario game where it's about these acrobatics.
Right.
You have a really kind of basic jump that has a lot of horizontal. And you have a double jump and a glide that is unlocked right away, but it's pretty rare that you have to do demanding platforming.
Yeah. Usually you're jumping from one combat surface to another combat surface.
Yes. Yeah. And each of these games has kind of a little gimmick, is my understanding. And Into the Nexus's gimmick is that it adds gravity manipulation to your different maneuver abilities.
Yes. So these are introduced pretty quick. You get these special surfaces that you can cling to with your mag boots. You also have this device called the gravity tether that will let you kind of create these portal-esque energy bridges that will zip you between locations.
Slowly zip you.
You can speed it up.
Yeah. It's really interesting the way these work. I'm glad you have this as a note, because I was going to say this.
Yes.
We'll talk about how these work when they're reduced, but they're very modal. This is not Dishonored. It's not like, I can just teleport anywhere. It's you literally, you get a jetpack later, and then you literally enter no fly zones.
Yeah.
And like, you have to obey the sign. Hey, Ratchet, you fucking nerd.
I don't want him to tap the sign. Come on. I saw
who's
it.
gonna arrest you? like
as far as I can tell, you're the cops. It's hard to tell.
I don't know what your job is. But it just, you just enter the zone where it's time for this.
Yeah.
Specifically, I felt like the grav boots would have been really cool to integrate into more of the levels. And you do them in the beginning and the end, basically.
Yeah. Kind of a good metric for this, if any game designers are taking unsolicited advice, is that if you go so long without using something that when it pops up later on, you have to re-tutorialize it with a tooltip, saying like, oh, here's how you do this thing that you did 4 hours ago. You didn't use the thing enough, actually.
Yeah.
That should be second nature for me. The solution is not a tooltip. The solution would be to integrate it better.
Yeah. And it's not that type of game.
Right.
There's just very, very little kind of integrating these two different modes.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer, but not a huge deal. That's little video games.txt. And this is not, 2013.
Yeah. And it's not interested in being too much more than a video game, which is fine.
Again, it's Tombstone Pizza.
Yeah.
The main thing of the series is it's shooting. It is a third-person kind of run-and-gun action shooter. The shooting, my understanding is this entry puts way less of an emphasis on lock-on. So this plays more like a traditional third-person shooter, but kind of cartoony and loose.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yeah, there's really generous auto-target homing and stuff. It's kind of more about like managing your position and dodging projectiles while laying out ordnance.
Yes. You start the game with a very simple pistol called the Omni Blaster. Doesn't seem that omni. And a glove that will throw fusion grenades. And just real quick, camp out on fusion grenades unupgraded. Least satisfying grenade?
Pretty unsatisfying.
Can't one-shot the first guys who show up.
Yeah.
It's a grenade. Direct hit won't one-shot them.
No, come on.
The reason why is because you have to expand your arsenal and upgrade your arsenal over the course of the game.
You have to up your arsenal. Yes.
You do up your gasket, your prostate.
Yeah.
As you go.
So you're going to buy new weapons at shops that show up occasionally, just little computer terminals. With new weapons appearing roughly when you move to new planets. There are like 5 or 6 planets in this. You pass milestones and you get new guns. And you use bolts, which are the currency you get mostly by killing enemies and bashing crates apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really nice. You get to try weapons.
It's so good. I love this.
Well, to me, this felt like a real concession to the Gary gamer, to me, because I felt like, this one of the things that's really admirable about this game in terms of its genre is that it backseats the collectathon completionist nature.
Yes.
Like, it's unnecessary to do that. You have to really kind of be intentional if you want to buy all the weapons.
Yeah.
I did not end up drowning in money in this. So I was making choices between weapons. So it was not just fun to try the things. I was literally just being like, which of these seems like it'd be the most useful and fun?
Yeah.
I have enough money to afford one of them right now.
Yeah. Or which of these, is this worth saving up for? Is the rocket launcher, going to be like fun enough to use or powerful enough? Yes. I love this feature, especially in a game where the guns are appreciably different from each other. They've got really cool stuff. I actually just kind of like laced those through the beat by beat whenever they're added, because they, that they are kind of one of the main pieces of content in the game. But it's nice. And you're going to be using a lot of them because no single gun holds a ton of ammo. So I found myself just kind of like cycling through them and updating my tactics on the fly, waiting for like specific ammo drops to come down.
Yeah. There's some kind of thought process to the ammo drops. Like, I would get ammo for the gun I was holding.
Yeah.
Most often, but it's not a direct one-to-one. Like, they do want you to switch. In the demerits column, you can assign guns to the D-pad and quick swap between guns. And I found this out through random tooltips, like 2/3 the way through the game.
Don't make me go to the radial menu if I don't have to, please.
Yeah, I was constantly for most of the game just stopping in the radial menu, which was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
If you have a gun that holds 6 bullets, it's like that's a little bit too much pause time. Weapons are upgraded in 2 ways. I like the upgrade system in this quite a bit.
Yes.
As well. This is also the other like kind of unique selling point to this. Using a weapon will upgrade it over time. Sometimes adding a new ability or a shot, but mostly it'll do new upgrade paths.
Yeah.
And this is, again, the other kind of like unique selling point of this. And this is neat, I think.
Yeah, it expands the gun's license board.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
You don't use bolts, you use raritanium to unlock these nodes on a grid. These will give you slight advantages that you can kind of choose, but you're going to be angling to kind of Othello, like surround these question mark nodes that will give you a mystery upgrade.
Yeah.
And sometimes these are really cool major changes to the weapons. Sometimes they are just like extra ammo or extra fire rate. You don't know beforehand, but it gives you a little bit of like a, little surprise lottery feature.
Yeah. And it's not like you don't want the point, to spend the points that you're spending, to get to that point, right? Because you are still upgrading your blast radius or the range, things like that on the way to getting the mystery feature. I ended up like maxing out most of the guns that I had with this. Raritanium, not necessarily that rare. Like you get it through combat. There are certain weapons when you kill enemies with them, they will drop raritanium at a certain rate. So I was kind of always upgrading whenever I found one of the shops.
Yeah, I upgraded the raritanium drop thing a lot because it paid for itself.
Yes.
Same thing. And I really like this. I think this was really cute and pretty satisfying.
Yeah.
Another kind of unique feature of this, playing into the gravity theme, are these Netherverse sections, which are your Secret Agent Clank sections.
Yep. I kind of expected not to like these the first time that I got into it. The trick is they're very short. There's tons of variety, and there are not very many of them.
Yeah.
These are good.
This could wear out its welcome.
Yeah, but they know exactly how much to use them. So you occasionally, literally, or not, at a certain point in the game, you find a device, and occasionally during the game, you will find these little rifts that you can send Clank through to do these little puzzle platforming sections. You control Clank, the little robot. You're like in a shadow world. And it can do normal platforming controls, but primarily what you're going to be doing is maneuvering Clank by manipulating the direction of gravity, up, down, left, and right. Similar to V. Just tell me when to stop with the V's. V. Yes.
Voom. So these are interesting. You solve little puzzles on the way, by manipulating little blocks into little holders and stuff like that. And they kind of have a nice rhythm because the first half is kind of puzzle platformy. And then when you get to the end, you wake something called another beast and have to lure it back to the entrance to cause an earthquake. So then it becomes a chase sequence. On your way back, and the way you made your way there, you sometimes the way you're doing the thing you're doing to open the path on the way makes the way back more interesting. And as you mentioned, there are 6 of these.
Yeah.
They really don't overdo it, and they're just very short and very painless. Like I didn't love this. They felt kind of weird to me. But one of the things I was thinking about when I was playing this was that like the 3D platformer genre in a lot of ways, and I'm sure we talked about this during A Hat in Time, but it seems to be about variety.
Yeah.
I think that like, it's just like, hey, you're doing something different. You're doing something different. You're doing something different, kind of constantly, rather than like really hammering home a specific, kind of mechanic. And that's what this felt like, was just like around the time when I was sick of, running around shooting bugs. Now it's time for a little VVVVV section.
Yeah.
Breaking up the pace in a way that's non-hateful.
Yeah. And it works. Like these are fun. These are interesting. They engage a different part of your brain than the blasting and stuff. Yeah. This is a thumbs up for me. Yeah.
The game is very fast paced. It's very short. It's super colorful. The characters are all like very fun cartoon style characters. Like the whole thing is very much, a Saturday morning cartoon in kind of every way.
Yes.
Like a mix between the 2 Sonic cartoons almost. Like they're jokes, but boy is there lore.
Oh, so much lore. Like to the point where this game is an epilogue to another game, pretty much.
Yeah. It is the grand finale payoff for a lot of long running Ratchet and Clank subplots, and has a lot of fan service callbacks that I did not know.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not an idiot. It's easy enough to pick up from context clues.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't like furiously Googling like who is the last of the Lombax? How did they die?
Captain
What
Cork.
was their art and religion like?
Captain Cork, what's his thing? Oh, he's like a Phil Hartman voice superhero guy? Okay, cool. Yeah. It's like Blasto. Zeb Brannigan. Okay, cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, he's Blasto. And he's a coward Blasto. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like, it's all so easy to pick up. And the reason why this was jarring to me was just when it started using pathos.
Yes.
Like, when it was just like, here's some cartoons, do it. Like, here's two goofy robots. They're coded as old men for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I gotcha. And then they die. And it's like everyone's real sad, and Ratchet keeps saying, like, you killed my friends, you must face justice. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? like, okay.
Yeah, no, it's it's something else entirely. Apparently the creator of the game is dissatisfied with the way they handled the deaths of Statler, Waldorf, Kronk and Zephyr. Kronk and Zephyr. Krunk and Zephyr's a different thing. No, he's dissatisfied with that because he didn't want them to die off for real. He wanted part of the quest to be like recovering their parts that were scattered around the system. Yeah.
And then they just didn't do it.
Nope.
Like, I read that point too, but I didn't read like why they didn't. Like you had the power, man. It's like when senators tweet things like, retweet if you agree the minimum wage should be this. And I'm like, why am I retweeting anything for you?
Yeah.
Fix it.
Do your fucking job.
You know? Yeah. Like, why are you sad about this? Like, you had more control about it than I did.
Yeah.
You know?
So this is a very short game. Like we said, that was probably a bummer for people at the time. But it's got like a ton of variety. It's really well paced, says what it has to say, and then gets out. This is kind of at a period when like Ratchet and Clank was, you know, they were not necessarily doing full games for this. They were kind of making stuff specifically to be distributed over PSN as like little almost
kind of budget.
Yeah, like budget games between some of the bigger ones, right?
Yeah. And I love that. Like, you know, because what this represents a kind of a compromise in those, you know, on that axis where instead of having lower production values, like this, you know, looks great for a PS3 game, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I would have been very satisfied with this. It's colorful, it's professional, like the voice acting is all good, the music is good. It's just short. You know, that is a really cool compromise to me. And I think that there is a market for like a short little like blast of AAA experience that's just over and done.
Yes.
You know, I think that's a really cool kind of a place for games to exist in. And yeah, people did complain about it, but again, it was budget priced. Like when I read reviews of this, a lot of people are just like, yeah, this is really good that this isn't full price, but for what it is, it's good. Insomniac, the company who made this, they started with the Spyro the Dragon trilogy for the PlayStation, a series of games that I played. Not series, but I remember running around collecting crystals.
Yeah. Fighting nasty Gnorc. Yes.
And then when the PS2 came along, they're like, well, I want to do something a little bit new.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. So their initial concept was something called I-5, Insomniac's fifth game. Then they thought, let's do something with like a reptile space pirate kind of guy. And then they decided, what if it's a gangster octopus? What if we Rostify him 10%?
Yeah.
Went through a bunch of different iterations before they came up with
Dinner Dog and Clank.
Yep. They came up with Ratchet and Clank. And that became their new mainstay.
I had to do the Itchy and Friends and almost just said Ku Klux Klank as the sidekick. It's like, oh, geez. Uh-oh. That wasn't good. They shouldn't have gone that direction. Oh, Ratchet, I see.
No, please don't.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm
Gary,
not.
do not improv this.
I'm just doing the beginning of it and letting people finish it in their heads.
Okay.
Or not. Yeah, so they came up with these guys. The series was a big hit. You know, it was the time for mascot platformers. There was a main trilogy. Then there were spinoffs, like the aforementioned Special Agent Clank. These all had a bunch of double entendre names, as was the style at the time. And then that would be shifted and dropped when it kind of switched to the Future Saga, which is the PS3 games. This is the finale of that. So that is the kind of shift towards a more serious tone.
Yes. Although this game did begin development as Into the Nether regions.
Yes.
Which makes a little bit more sense because you never go to a Nexus in this. There's no place called the Nexus. There's nothing. Into the Nether, I think would even be a better name, more appropriate. But
you also mostly the Nether goes into you.
True.
It's like a Nietzsche thing. Yes.
Yeah. But Insomniac wanted to bring the series kind of back to its roots a little bit more after some experiments that didn't work out for them. Misguided, again, things that were just in the water at the time, stuff like 6-axis flight controls, braid-like time puzzles where you had to like multiply yourself, do some Blinks the Time Cat action. This was, yes, it had the gravity, but like that was to get you around to the shooting, which remained the focus, is my understanding.
Yeah. Pretty focused game.
Yeah.
There's an iOS companion game. There's an infinite runner called Before the Nexus. And you could earn upgrade materials by playing the mobile game. Because again, that was in the water.
Yep.
At the time. I did not play the infinite runner.
Nope.
I don't mind an infinite runner. I kind of like that genre, but I just was not thirsty for more.
No.
This received kind of middling to good reviews. This is a real like 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. People like their return to the series and these new mechanical additions, but it's also like the, counting spin-offs, like the 10th entry in the series or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting a little long in the tooth.
There's certainly some fatigue around it. Yeah. This would be the last Ratchet and Clank game for the PlayStation 3, and the last entry in the future sub-series, which is good. It ends on a sweet note. Insomniac came back to the series in 2016 to do a remake of the original game to make it fit better with the Ratchet and Clank animated movie that came out around that same time. And we're currently awaiting the release of a new one. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is coming into PS5 here in a couple of months.
Yeah. Which is at least a pun title.
It is. Yeah.
So good for that.
Good.
Also, in terms of my experience in this is the first experience I've had with PS Now.
Oh, I want to hear that. I didn't have good experience, but my internet is 2 cups with a string in between it. Yeah, my internet is rural. Yeah.
You got country internet and city internet.
Yeah.
With my big city business blast that I got going on, I was able to do PS Now for this, which is great because I didn't have to bust out my PS3.
Cool.
Just played it on my PS5 and it worked great.
Cool.
I was really surprised. I hadn't had any experience with any of those streaming services since the one that was on computer like forever ago.
Oh, on live? Yeah.
No. Even before that, like when I played like Panzer Dragoons on it. Like It was like the first thing that got that. I wish I could remember what it was called, but it was an early version of that. Game Tap, there we go.
Yeah.
Since Game Tap. And I wasn't expecting great things, but it actually worked just fine. The biggest bummer is that if, I tend to pick up and put down games throughout the day.
Okay.
Like I'll just pause a game and then get up and like make a sandwich, or pause a game and go pet pocket or whatever. And if you, to save server space, if you do that for, a few minutes, it boots you out and you have to restart.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. So that's, and you have to wait for it to kind of load up again, which is a mild bummer. But in terms of just like convenience, I was like, wow, this actually fucking works.
Nice.
Yeah. So at least with Business Blast.
Yeah, I don't know if it would work on my turnip truck that I got here. So
yeah, turnip, a bumpkin blast. Xfinity Rural Bumpkin Blast that you've got going on.
Yeah. I'm happy to hear that works, just because there are a lot of games that are marooned on the PlayStation 3, and if we need to have that compromise solution around so people can still play them, then so be it.
Yeah. And anything, I have a big closet full of old consoles that are there. I just don't like getting them out.
No, it sucks.
You're
talking about like I can't have 3 generations of PlayStation hooked up to my television.
Yeah, like I have the PS4 and PS5 hooked up right now.
Yeah,
but if I have the 3, 4, and 5, I think that then it becomes a story problem. Just I can't challenge kids to learn Common Core on my entertainment setup.
No,
through this.
Yeah.
No.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's the generalities. Swift. It's a pretty basic you shoot and you jump.
And you do it in a particular order at particular times. Yeah. But if you would like to hear the rest, if you would like to hear the beat by beat of this cartoony fun game, you can back us on Patreon, patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. Get not just this full premium episode, but every premium episode we've done since early 2019, I believe.
Yeah, it's more than 2 years.
Yeah.
Now. And the, if you want to hear those and you're like, man, I don't have $5 a month, that's okay. You save up or whatever and put in $5 and listen to the ones you like and then go back. I wish that the Patreon interface was easier for finding stuff as well.
Yep.
We're doing our best.
Yes.
It's not something we have tons of control over, unfortunately, but, pop on, listen to this or listen to any of the old ones and then duck out if you need to. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just fine. And we'll see you next week with the Dispatch episode.